In 1859, the United States and Great Britain nearly went to war, not over land, not over treasure, but over a pig. One unlucky farmer, one hungry animal, and a chain of overreactions that spiraled into an international standoff. Thousands of troops faced each other, cannons were aimed, tensions flared. And when the smoke cleared, the only casualty was the pig that started it all. Our story begins in the Pacific Northwest, the San Juan Islands, a peaceful cluster of forested rocks between what's now Washington State and Canada's Vancouver Island. A decade earlier, the Oregon Treaty of 1846 had drawn the border between the United States and British Canada. It was supposed to run through the middle of the channel. Only problem, there were two main channels. Each side claimed a different one. That tiny wording error left the San Juan Islands in limbo. Were they British? American? No one could agree, so both moved in. On one end, British employees of the Hudson's Bay Company grazed sheep and pigs. On the other, American farmers built cabins and potato patches. They lived side by side, politely ignoring the fact that neither was supposed to be there. At least, until one pig picked the wrong garden. Lyman Cutler was an American farmer. He'd worked hard clearing his little patch of land. Then, one morning, he looked up to see a large black pig rooting through his potatoes. Again. The animal belonged to Charles Griffin, an Irishman working for the British Hudson's Bay Company. It wasn't the first time the pig had broken in. Cutler had chased it away before, but this time, frustration won. He grabbed his rifle and shot the pig. Griffin was furious. He confronted Cutler, demanding compensation. Cutler offered $10. Griffin wanted $100. Voices rose. Insults flew. Neighbors took sides. And within days, a simple farm dispute became a matter of national pride. British officials threatened to arrest Cutler. The American settlers, outnumbered and nervous, appealed for military protection. Enter Captain George Pickett, yes, that Pickett, who would later lead the ill-fated charge at Gettysburg. In July 1859, he landed on the island with 68 soldiers and a few cannons, declaring the territory American soil. The British were not amused. Within weeks, 3 warships anchored offshore, carrying nearly 2,000 Royal Marines. Pickett dug in, building earthworks and refusing to budge. Locals watched in disbelief as 2 empires faced off across potato fields, all because of one dead pig. Newspapers picked up the story. Headlines screamed of impending war. Neither government wanted conflict, but neither wanted to appear weak. The tension was real and absurd. For weeks, soldiers stared each other down. They built forts, raised flags, and waited for orders that never came. American troops named their camp Fort San Juan. The British set up Fort English Camp across the island. Between them, a narrow meadow and a mountain of pride. Then arrived Rear Admiral Robert Baines, commanding the British Pacific Fleet. His officers urged him to attack, insisting Pickett's presence was an insult to the crown. Baines listened and refused. I will not involve 2 great nations in a war over the squabble of 2 men about a pig. So the soldiers stayed. They trained, drilled, even traded goods. Some shared drinks across the line. The war settled into the strangest kind of peace. Word of the standoff reached Washington, D.C. and London. Both capitals were horrified, not at the danger, but at the sheer ridiculousness of it. President James Buchanan dispatched General Winfield Scott, the same veteran diplomat who diffused crises before, to negotiate. Scott arrived, met with the British commander, and quickly agreed. Joint occupation. Each side would post a token force, fewer than 100 men each, and share the island peacefully until the boundary could be settled properly. And so they did. For 12 years, American and British camps coexisted on San Juan Island. Neighbors, rivals, sometimes drinking partners. They held athletic contests, exchanged gifts, even celebrated holidays together. A joint occupation born from a single pig's poor life choices. Eventually, the two nations agreed to let an outside arbitrator settle the border once and for all. In 1872, Kaiser Wilhelm I of Germany delivered the verdict. The San Juan Islands belonged to the United States. The British accepted gracefully. Their camp was abandoned, its flag lowered without bitterness. Today, it's a peaceful park. The only reminder, a small monument and a single sentence carved in stone. Here stood English Camp, site of the Pig War, 1859. No humans died, no shots were exchanged, and one unlucky pig went down as history's most consequential meal. History books love grand causes, religion, empire, revolution, but often it's pride and pettiness that bring us closest to disaster. The Pig War is a reminder that human beings are strange creatures. We can rationalize anything, even the idea of mobilizing armies over livestock. One farmer's temper, one hungry pig, and almost one war between empires. So, next time you think an argument's gotten out of hand, remember, it could be worse. It could end with the Royal Navy in your backyard. What's the pettiest dispute you've ever seen spiral out of control? Drop it in the comments. We might just turn it into history. If you enjoyed this absurd standoff, check out our deep dive on the Great Emu War. Until next time, guard your pigs